Alright. So it finally happened. Dwight Howard got traded. Been waiting on this for a minute. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen, but I don't know. It was just all types of drama following this whole story. But anyway, so the details of the trade, if you haven't heard, I'm sure you have, but Lakers are getting Dwight Howard. The Magic are getting, let me do the Magic last. The Nuggets are getting Andre Iguodala. The 76ers, who I think probably came out of this, they probably came out of this whole 14 trade with the best deal. They get Andrew Bynum and Jason Richardson. And then the Magic are getting Aaron Aflalo, Al Harrington, Nikola Vesevic, and 76ers #1 draft pick Mo Harkless. And then there's some players mixed in there that don't matter, like Earl Clark and Chris Duhon are going to the Lakers, I think. And then the Magic are getting like 3 draft picks from all a first round draft pick from all 3 of the teams, which, you know, it kind of sounds like, okay, you know, they're getting a lot of players back, mixed in with a couple decent dudes like Al Harrington and Aaron Aflalo. But you got to think about it. The Lakers, the Sixers, the Nuggets, they're all playoff teams. They're not just going to fall off within the next couple of years. So those draft picks are not going to be high draft picks. All of those teams are good teams, so those draft picks really aren't that big of a deal. So all in all, the Magic came out worse than they would have if they would have kept Dwight Howard. Now, my thing is, okay, I thought they should have went ahead and traded him to the Nets. It seemed like the Nets were offering probably the best. You know, people were saying like Brook Lopez or Chris Humphries are not really on par with Dwight Howard. And I was saying, you know, they're not really gonna get a good trade for Dwight Howard. It's either they're gonna get halfway decent players and some draft picks, or nothing when Dwight Howard walks away from the team when his contract is up. So I thought they should have went ahead and did the Nets trade, but they went with this one, which was actually worse. So, but I mean, that's just how it is. Sometimes people don't make smart decisions. But all in all, I think this is kind of I think it's gonna be like a 1-year experiment, really, because I mean, they brought in Steve Nash. He's pushing 40, so he's not gonna be around much longer. And then Dwight is not signing an extension, so he really is just kind of just gonna be testing out the team for a year before he goes and messes around with free agency next summer, which will probably boil down to if they win a championship or not, which would determine if he stays. I mean, let's just be realistic. So I think the biggest key in all of this is that they still have Pau Gasol. If they would have gave up Bynum and Gasol, I would have said this is a bad trade. It was stupid. But they ended up keeping Pau Gasol. I think Kobe probably had a lot to do with that. And keeping Pau Gasol might have been the key to this whole trade or whole offseason for the Lakers. So Nash at the point, Kobe at the 2, Metta World Peace at the 3, Gasol at the 4, and Dwight Howard at the 5. That's a real good team. I mean, I don't want to just put them right past Oklahoma City, like, you know, like they haven't, like Oklahoma City doesn't matter, but I mean, this makes them better a lot defensively. Dwight Howard's won, like, I believe 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He probably would have got the one this year if he wasn't injured. So that's big, man. That's to just leap and become a great defensive team like that. And then, you know, you got a big man down low that you could count on, rebound, gonna clog the paint up. I think it's gonna be a Miami Heat, probably Miami Lakers NBA Finals if everybody stays healthy. And I think it really depends on Mike Brown, man. It depends on how he runs the offense. I think you still got to run the offense through Steve Nash. Even though you got these 2 superstars on the team with you and good role players, Anton Jameson coming off the bench, you got to run the offense through Steve Nash. Steve Nash is the one guy out there who makes everybody else better. So, I mean, Kobe's still gonna be the man, obviously, but you gotta run your offense through Steve Nash, because he's gonna make life easier for Kobe. He's gonna make life easier for Dwight Howard and free up all those role players that, guys like Anton Jameson and Ron Artest. So I think it's a good trade for the Lakers and all the other teams except for the Magic. But all in all, we just gotta wait and see how it plays out, because in the NBA you never know, anything could happen. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about the trade. I think it's a good trade, and everybody's got their own opinion. So I wonder what y'all are thinking. Alright, peace.